Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, wherever you're watching this broadcast right around the world, a very warm welcome to Inside Sports here in Strathpine, Queensland. It is going to be an epic clash tonight. Strathpine Burras taking on the Springwood Scorpions in the men's division. Sitting next to me is Stephen Mogg, who will take us through the team lists.
Yes, in the home team, the Strathpine Burras, we have Stephen Shaw, Chris Boyce, Aaron Roberts, Van Armstrong, Adrian Laskew, Ryan Dowse, Harry Tonks, and last but not least, Cam Boyce. I know we're all very excited to see him joining the indoor cricket court once again. From the Springwood team, we have Captain Tony Ashworth, Shane Kelly, Adam Stewart, Zachary Hawes, Jamin Mcclane, Travis Henke, Nathan Ford, and Kieran Damon.
Well, it's been an absolutely massive lead up to this clash. The National Indoor Cricket League Men's Division first live streamed match. Of course, this is round 2, or week 2. As we commence, and we're into it. Stephen Shaw starting things off for Strathpine, and very exciting times. I know there's a lot of viewers interested in one player in particular, Stephen Mogg. Who is that?
Well, that'd be Cameron Boyce, obviously coming from his BBL career and coming back to indoor cricket. But look, there's plenty of quality cricketers out here for both teams. Obviously a fair bit of experience for the Strathpine team through the junior ranks, and Springwood have got a couple of quality players too. They've sent a fairly senior pair out to start with. Adam Stewart, their coach, and their captain, Tony Ashworth. It's a good start. Good left arm, good pace.
I was about to say, you took the words right out of my mouth. He is bowling absolute thunderbolts here at the moment. Stephen Mogg, I always like to ask at the start of a broadcast, a pass score. Where are we looking in the men's division?
Look, normally we'd sit there and say 80. 80 is probably a pass score, but the one thing about the centre here at Strathpine is it's just a little bit bigger. It's a little bit larger, so scores of 90 and 100 will perhaps be what they're looking for here. Nice shot by Adam Stewart. Just rocked back on the back foot. That little bit of a shorter ball, that length just allowed him to punch that one for 2.
Yeah, he is a shorter individual, so he's done well to get over top of that as we watch the last ball of the first over. A massive crowd here at Inside Sports Strathpine. Looks like that's hit the one net. We'll wait for umpire Michael Guest to make the call. Of course, Michael Guest, one of the greatest indoor cricket umpires, not just what they currently have, but of all time. He's umpired Open Men's World Cups. Very, very experienced. I'm sure he'll get a lot of calls correct tonight. We'll see who's bowling in second.
Yeah, look, obviously, probably the one thing we can note about this telecast today is we've got a lot more camera angles too. So, good time to thank the broadcast partners for this NICL competition this year, Sportscast. Very interesting to see what they come up with, and we'll get a much closer look at the game throughout the game.
Ben Armstrong to bowl the second. Long time ago, played for the Kawana Crows on the Sunshine Coast. Now a local resident down in Brisbane playing for the Strathpine Burras. Firing it down.
Good communication and good call. Benny Armstrong played for the Queensland Open Men's a couple of years ago as well, so he's a very experienced campaigner. And look, we noticed with the ladies game a little bit earlier that the crowd got right behind the Burras, and I think they're going to find that'll be the case for this game as well.
Yeah, there are a lot of vocal young locals. The punters behind us, they do love to support their team here at Strathpine, and why wouldn't you? With a game like this.
It's a big game in the season. Good call. Just push that one through on the leg side for 2 runs. Look, for me, having a look at this Strathpine team, I think they're probably one of the teams to beat this year. I think they'll definitely finish in the top 4. Obviously, a few big inclusions into the team. The boys together, and Benny Armstrong coming back. They played away last year. Nice shot and contact. Almost a bit of a mix-up. Sharp fielding. So, who do you think is going to be victorious in this one?
Well, we did talk about this off camera a little bit. I do think it will be Strathpine. It's interesting that the Springwood Scorpions have actually played last night. They played against Wynnum. So we watch this delivery come down. He's just missed that one as he remonstrates with himself. Not overly impressed is Adam Stewart by missing it. So they did play last night, and they did get a little bit towed up by the Wynnum outfit. And they've got 3 changes from the game last night. One of them is on the back of an injury that happened to Stephen Farrell. He was coming into bowl and he's tweaked a groin or a hammy, so he's out. So 2 games back to back and a little bit of travel. We'll see how that pans out. And this Strathpine side already talked about, obviously the Boyce brothers. There's Ryan Dowse thrown in there, an Australian 21s representative, and coached by Rob Boyston.
Yeah, one of the better coaches going around, Rob Boyston. So, look, he's got a very good team to work with, and there's some really quality young players amongst this group, that's for sure. And talking of that, one of them is coming on the bowl now, Adrian Laskew.
Yeah, interesting story with this young man. He was due to go to the United Kingdom in 2 days' time to go play some cricket in, well, the United Kingdom, I suppose. If that's where you're travelling to, that's where you'd play. But there's been a little bit of a mix-up with some visas, and he's going to be hanging around the Lask. So he'll be here for Strathpine. Is that one, I was about to say, could be very close to being run out because he didn't quite get it over top enough. And it's Aaron Roberts down there who's been playing at Strathpine for as long as I can ever remember, the young man. Did well to tap it back.
Yeah, Adrian's a very good bowler. Bowling a little bit short of the length at this point in time. I don't know whether that's an intentional plan or not. It may be against a couple of the sort of older players in the Scorpions team.
Adrian Laskew. There's 2 number 7s on the court today, so don't let that surprise you. The first one's Ryan Dowse, and also Adrian Laskew, who's bowling. So if you see a 7 out there, it's going to be one of those 2.
That's going to make it pretty tough for the people at home, isn't it?
It will be. I'm sure Stephen Mogg will guide you all the way through. Padded back there, showing a lot of respect for a good delivery is Tony Ashworth.
Yeah, great. That's a much better line and length. He's hurt a couple of times being a little bit too short, but that one was a perfect ball, and it's gone the other to number 7, Ryan Dowse in the front court.
2 deliveries left in this third over, and got him. The stumps go crashing back. The Zing Bowls light up. There's the first wicket. As we'll watch the replay, Stephen Mogg will talk us through it. No, there will not be a replay. I'm just kidding. I'm mucking around. I'm having a bit of fun. But there's your first wicket.
Yeah, look, it's a fantastic ball. He's got his line and his length back on the money now, and he's gone straight through Ashworth there. Sheer pace. Put it down to sheer pace in that case.
13 is the total at the moment. That one's just slid down leg side. Good call there by umpire Guest. And I think I owe a lemonade to Sportscast, the official broadcast partner of the National Indoor Cricket League. I've stitched them right up. They're doing a wonderful job. You'll see the vision that's coming through. They're doing excellent work with the camera angles that Stephen Mogg's talked about, and also slowing down the replays as they come through to give us a bit of a look.
Yeah, we have Chris Boyce coming on the bowl. So they've gone fairly strong with their bowling attack at this point in time. And it's evident, 15 runs so far for the first 3 overs. This last over is going to be crucial.
Right up in the block hole, and he's really worked that well out. Has Adam Stewart.
He's made fairly good contact. Probably didn't quite get it up the springs, and as you said, he's remonstrated with himself there, but he's a pretty tough judge on himself at all times.
That first delivery right up in the block hole. We'll see what the second one brings. He's changed his grip.
Yeah, at the back of the hand.
And he loves it. A wry little smile as he comes to the back of the court. He was happy with himself.
Yeah, no, it's not a bad bit of variety there. Just keeps the batsmen on their toes. There's been a fair bit of pace so far, so taking the pace off the ball. And again, that one's the same sort of delivery. Brings a third ball opportunity.
For those who might be unfamiliar with our sport, third ball, Stephen Mogg.
Yeah, score must change, whether it's a wide, no ball, or a wicket. So score must change. Oh, Adam Stewart's big calves have got in the way of that one. Was coming to the back of the net, but only for a single.
I'm sure Adam Stewart wished he skipped leg day, mate, because if he did, it probably would have missed him. But he's got big tree trunks down there.
Yeah, and Tony Ashworth's made good contact with that too, so he's hit it pretty hard.
18 is the total, 2 deliveries left, and those change-up deliveries, they're really proving difficult for the Scorpions to navigate through. Bowling well here is Boyce.
Yeah, I think everyone's bowled really well at this point in time. putting an awful lot of pressure on, but I guess this is why the Scorpions are coming out with this pair in particular. A very experienced pair, so just trying to weather the storm as such and try and get it to a nice score. On track for a 20. 20's going to be, well, 19's what they ended up with, so it's not a bad result. So, big start for both teams. I think both teams will be really happy with the start so far.
Yeah, they both eased themselves into it. We saw a good wicket, which was handy, making 19 the total. Of course, if you are at facebook.com/cricketaus indoor, myself and Stephen Mogg will give you a shout out if we have an opportunity. I know that there's a lot of people keen to watch this one, and there's been a massive build-up for the 2019 NICL season, and everyone's been starved for their indoor cricket content, and now it's back, baby. And we're really, really happy that we can bring it to you. If you're just joining us, my name is Gary Lowe. I'm joined in commentary here by Stephen Mogg. And they're going to be bowling out Adrian Lascu. That's interesting.
Yeah, it's a bit of a surprise to throw everything in with Adrian now. For me, one of the strike bowlers for the team, but obviously, again, the quality of the coach that Rob Boyson is, he's obviously got a plan. Shane Kelly on strike now, member of the Queensland over 35 team, batting with Jamin Mcclane.
Yeah, Jamin Mcclane making under-17 Australia Junior World Cup side a few years ago. And Adrian Lascu is bowling absolute wheels at the moment. That is very fast.
Yeah, very sharp indeed. He's bowling a little bit fuller. His first couple of deliveries in the first over, just a little bit too short. Chance. Sharp fielding in the front court from the Strathpine Burras. Good work by Aaron Roberts.
And the crowd absolutely love it too. Right on that ball, like white on rice and a glass of milk on a paper plate in a snowstorm. Stephen Mogg, talk us through this one.
It's a wild delivery, just hasn't made the greatest of contact. Very sharp in the front court, Aaron Roberts. 2 hands to it, touch straight to the keeper. Oh, another opportunity. Presence in the front court by Ryan Dowse. Deflection off the front court fielder, but he's come across on the leg side and almost flicked it onto the stumps. Direct hit there would have been very, very close.
Yeah, it's good game awareness there from Ryan Dowse after it's come off. Ben Armstrong there at the front. And also very good by the fielders to be able to read the bat. You could see that Ben Armstrong was moving well before the player had actually hit the ball. He could see what shot was coming. He was in position very, very early. A skill that only extremely experienced indoor cricketers possess. 2 deliveries coming, jumping in his crease, and he's gotten 2 for it. That'll work. Jamie McLean.
Yeah, but it just goes in the scorebook as 2 runs. I mean, we do have the footage now to prove it wasn't, but how quick is he bowling?
Mate, he's bowling absolute gas. I wouldn't be touching that ball for a while because there's absolute flames coming off it. Last delivery, 5th over. Lascu storming in.
Nice and tight on the hip. Perfect line to bowl.
Yeah, it's that awkward little indoor cricket corridor, isn't it? You're cramping him up. It's difficult to come forward, can't come quite back.
It's a very impressive start with the bowling from the Strathpine team. Showing good pace. Aaron Roberts now coming on to bowl. Definitely not as quick as some of the bowlers that we've seen so far. Still a fairly smart and wily bowler, so he'll get the ball in the right area more often than not. And ask him plenty of questions.
So Strathpine have really thrown a bit of heavy artillery towards correction. Just wait for this delivery to come through. Well, that's just not an indoor cricket shot at all.
I'm not sure why he's looking around. Maybe felt it was a little bit too short, but it was barely sort of waist high.
No, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. We'll watch the replay. Judge for yourselves. I think that was well down.
Yeah.
That's just a poor shot.
Yeah, definitely probably disappointed in that one. Nice contact. Tell you, the Burras seem up. They really do. They seem like they're really interested in getting some early wickets here. Putting an awful lot of pressure on this pair for the Scorpions.
Yeah, it's a very big crowd. It's a big time. They know everyone's watching. Chance if they can hit. Everyone goes up. Really needed to be a direct hit. As I was saying at the beginning of this over, Strathpine have thrown some heavy artillery towards the Scorpions, and it's paying off. -3 this batting partnership. Indoor cricket, it's an absolute beast. It's a cruel game. When you get a few wickets, it's hard to toil back, but you can.
Almost a touch in the front court. Good presence there by Benny Armstrong. Got a little touch on it.
And Stephen Mogg, you've been playing indoor cricket for an awfully long time. It's very much a mental game as well as a physical game, is it not?
Oh, at this level it is. The skill level of these guys is as good as it gets, and it's just that mental application. Probably another big part of the game is momentum too, and we'll see that, I think, through this game, that momentum will shift at times, and whoever can capitalise at the right time and shift that momentum will get themselves on top.
Momentum certainly can turn on a dime with the slightest mistake. And at the moment, Strathpine
Nice.
taking advantage. Wait for the call.
Yeah, 2. Definitely touched on the net. That's a lovely shot by Shane Kelly. Not a bad over. 1 for 3. The Skin moving on to 2. Total of 22. So Burras really on top at this point in time.
So Rob Boyston keeping us in suspense. We're waiting for a Cameron Boyce over. We're waiting for it.
I think you'll find he'll bowl back into the game. Just the ball takes a little bit of the shine off. Obviously the Burley Seacon balls do swing a fair bit. It's an opportunity at the top. Balls do swing a fair bit, and obviously a good opportunity to thank Burley for their partnership and being the official ball supplier for the NICL. They've been fantastic supporters of indoor cricket for a very long time now. Nice shot, good contact.
That's going to the highlights package, Stephen Mogg. What a pure indoor cricket shot.
Really good contact. Puts that into the top of the springs. Lovely shot. This is Harry Tonks bowling now. Just drag that one a little bit short. A little bit of traffic in the front court, but Jamin squeezes his way through.
Yeah, Adrian Lascu coming straight across.
Yeah, one thing I noted earlier in the ladies' game, these nets seem very tight. The ball's always active, and you know, it is fair enough for those players to cross across the pitch because they're going to have the ball more often than not. Aggressive shot. It's a chance at the keeper's end. Ooh. And we talked about momentum shifts before, and I think we've just seen a little one now with this over. The Scorpions were under an awful lot of pressure, but have just started to build into this partnership now. And just that momentum swung their way a little bit.
That is an awfully fair comment. They're 11 now. As we say that, it's a no ball. Might just want to be careful of those throws. I know it's only a very small indoor cricket court, but that is, we'll scamper through for a second run if there's an opportunity. It's an exclusion zone, no ball, it looks like as well. And can I just say that there was a young person that was making comment on social media as we watch this delivery come down with a dot ball, who did say that they thought that those front court fielders were inside that exclusion zone. So forgive me, I can't see your comment here on the socials any longer, but well done. You've called it perfectly, and the umpire agrees with you, so well done.
Yeah, look, I think that might have been Adrian Lasky just sneaking in there. And look, they're trying to create a big presence there in the front court and really suffocate the batters and let them know that they're in for a tough fight out there. That was a really good over for the Scorpions, though. And again, change the momentum of the game. This over is a very important over. Going with the experience of Ryan Dowse. Just recently represented Australia at Open men's level. An awful lot of experience. Has captained a lot of teams throughout his younger career as well. So this will be a big over for the Burras. That one just seemed to skid through a little bit, but well played by Shane Kelly. Banged it up into the springs.
Yeah, Kelly did well there, just rocking back, giving himself a little bit of space and a bit of a hop, skip and jump as he played it, playing the ball right underneath the eyes. Very good shot here. We know that 80 is a pass score. Stephen Moggs called it earlier. And this Scorpion outfit, you'd have to say they're right on par and have fought back extremely well while they're under some duress in the early stages of this batting partnership.
Yeah, but of course, I think the court's being a little bit bigger. 80 may not be enough. But it's a funny thing, momentum's a big shifter. Every wicket really does hurt. 3 balls left from the Ryan Dowse over, with the Scorpions moving to 39. Oh, great areas, nice and tight into that thigh area. That's the experience of Ryan Dowse. 2 balls remaining. The Burras would love a wicket here to close this one out. Inside edge. Sharp fielding in the front court by Adrian Lascu. Created a bit of a half opportunity. Now we have a 3rd ball. Plenty of chat on the court too. Look at that. They're getting amongst it.
They are up and about. 3rd ball opportunity on the last ball of this batting partnership. Let's see if a wicket's going to be taken.
Aggressive shot. Oh, I think Dowsey just got a little fingertip on it.
It's one of those 50-50s where you'd almost consider, well, probably a 70-30 where you maybe should let it go through to your receiver, possibly.
Oh, mate, I probably would have missed it. It was hit back that hard. So, but yeah, look, you know, Cam Boyce was in the perfect position. Obviously, the experience of him as a player, he's got a good set of hands. So, yeah, that one I would have left. But it's such a reaction thing. It's come back at a fair pace. You know, just natural instinct to throw the hand out at it. But it's probably got a little finger, which has made it a little bit difficult. But I think that's a pretty good result there, especially with the trouble they were in early for the Scorpions there, to get to 21 for the Skin and 40 for the team total.
Still, we wait and wait for the Cam Boyce over. Stephen Mogg, I think, has got it exactly right. He will be bowled in the latter stages of this over. You'll hear a big cheer come up from the locals, I think, when he gets the ball in hand. Great deal of anticipation. But this whole entire squad has just got talent all over the place. They're dripping in accolades. Absolutely marinating in success, these Strathpine Burras. 40. They're bang on that halfway of the 80, and this is going to be a batting partnership that Strathpine are going to look to exploit, I think you'll find.
Yeah, I think so. And they've started with Stephen Shaw. Haven't seen much of him before, but I tell you what, he's bowling pretty rapid at this point in time. We have a left and right hand combination here too, so let's see if the bowler can adjust. Oh, nice shot. Zachary Hawes. Just waited nicely, nice soft hands. Push that one through for 2 runs.
Yeah, I also haven't seen Stephen Shaw too much lately. I mean, many years ago. Used to be right into his indoor cricket. It's been a long time since I've seen him at a competitive level, but he's obviously come back and he's loving it.
Yeah, good bit of fielding there on the front court. Stopped a run, but I think it was important that the calling was spot on. Travis Hankey on strike now. Just see he's probably struggling a little bit with that extra yard of pace that Stephen Shaw's currently delivering. Left arm over the wicket too, so pretty tough for a right-hand batsman. Quicker ball, a little bit too full. Nice shot for 2. So 5 runs coming from that over. 12 runs from Stephen Shaw's 2 overs. Probably bowled a little better than that, I thought. He probably deserved a wicket.
Yeah, a little bit unlucky not to get a little bit more for it because he did bowl very well. Ben Armstrong is going to come back into the attack to bowl his 2nd. He's right in front of us here in the commentary box.
Notice no number on his shirt. A bit of a phantom.
So the anonymous Armstrong. Nice hoop on that delivery, really zinging around.
Look, he's one of those bowlers that just seems to amble in there nice and casually, but he's got good arm speed and the ball just tends to get going a little bit quicker.
45 is the total.
And a touch on the front court. Good call again.
You're watching the National Indoor Cricket League. Your commentators are Stephen Mogg and Gary Lowe. This is the first live stream match for 2019 and it is an absolute belter. We hope you're enjoying it.
Good contact, good run for 2. Just a little bit too much width there from Benny Armstrong. Would like to be a little bit tighter. He's allowed him to get off the strike and for 2 easy runs. Let's see if Benny can adjust with the left-hand batsman now.
Some very smart cricket being played here by Springwood. Ooh. I reckon we'd get Hawkeye onto that in outdoor cricket. We'd see if it would have been close. In indoor cricket, of course, not out.
Oh, I think it was swinging around a fair bit, so let's have a look. Oh, maybe a little bit high too. Very good camera angle, that one. Oh,
they'll appeal for it, of course they'll appeal for it. They're indoor cricketers, they'll appeal for anything.
Oh, they certainly will.
Last ball of the Ben Armstrong over.
Changing to over the wicket for the right-hand batsman.
Change up delivery.
Oh, it's chopped on. Big wicket.
You could see it. You could pick it from a mile away. That delivery's come out of the back of their hand, and I think Travis Henke picked it too, but he just had too much time almost.
Yeah, I mean, you can pick it, but you've still got to play it.
That's right. Your brain can see what's going on, but your arms and your legs, they've also got to contribute to it as well, and unable to do so. 43, highly sought after wicket. If you're watching this and it makes you pretty keen and excited to play indoor cricket, why not head along to playcricket.com.au to find your nearest centre. You can play at this level, and there's some pretty big prize money on offer, Stephen.
Yeah, there certainly is. Obviously, the NICL final, where the winners of each division play at the first week of September, I believe it is, and playing for $45,000 in cash. It's big money.
That is a lot of Burley Seacombe indoor cricket balls. So there's over 70 teams across Australia who will be playing regular matches this season.
Yeah, this is the third edition of it, and for the first 2 years, South East Queensland teams were successful in taking it out. Oh, good presence of mind in the field there to run him out straight back to the keeper. And the zing bars have lit up. Looks like the zing bars have come off the stumps too. So there might be a slight little delay here while they address that.
And talking about slight little delays, there was one there by Zachary Hawes. He probably would have been home safe, but had that tiny little stutter as the bales have popped up with the newer style stumps being used this season. No longer the ratty old Wilkins style stumps. These ones look pretty flash.
Do we have to use any ones in particular? Anyone?
So yeah, slight delay while they change the stumps.
They've gone for the multicoloured stumps.
The centre owner of me wants to go over there and fix those bales. Look, that's a couple of key wickets there for the Burras. This partnership was going okay, but a couple of wickets brings them back to 0. And puts themselves under a fair bit of pressure. Aaron Roberts now coming back to bowl after the delay.
And after all of that, this third batting partnership is on 0. So they're going to have to dig in, show a bit of ticker, show a bit of resilience. 2 overs left in their batting partnership. This is the 11th over. You'd like to see them come off with at least 10. I think that would be their target at least.
Oh, I think so.
We'll see what transpires. Just rolling his fingers
Aggressive
on
shots,
that.
a chance. Good presence of mind in the field. Fantastic rebound catch. And that's been one of the key elements of the Burras cricket tonight that I've been really impressed with. It's their second effort in the field. It's created a couple of chances, and that was one of them.
If you watch the replay, good strike back. Nice movement to get to that ball. It's Stephen Shaw, the leg side sweeper position. -5. Things getting
That's a
tricky.
chance.
That's one of the number 7s, Ryan Dowse. Jumping up high, getting to the ball. Great deal of athleticism shown in that front court. They're up and about.
Well, they have been from the start, and it's very impressive.
So it'll be interesting to see if they do bowl Cameron Boyce. They've really got their foot on the throat of this batting partnership.
And I think we're going to get what we've been waiting for.
And it will be Cameron Boyce, and the cheer goes up behind us here. Cameron John Boyce, the 29-year-old from Charleville. A part of the Melbourne Renegades winning Big Bash League side. Made his first class outdoor debut on the 10th of March 2010, and now he's got a third ball situation. And that's the fairy tale. That's what we wanted to see. The crowd are up and about. Welcome to the NICL 2019, and it will be Cameron Boyce delivering, yeah, baby.
Oh, big wicket. big star, big player, exactly the perfect start he wanted. He's come through the junior ranks here at Strathpine and obviously touring around Australia, playing in the Big Bash, but now he's back to his home centre, playing some indoor cricket.
And how's Travis Henke? No respect to Boise. They're just coming down on the third ball. I get that he probably wants to get to it and run down, but just coming down, not worrying about it. And this ball is absolutely ripping. The Burley Seacombe balls rip and rip off this indoor pitch. And we'll just let you soak this delivery in.
Oh, a little bit edgy. It's a chance at the top end. The athleticism of someone like Cameron Boyce almost created an opportunity out of nothing. How's the excitement factor? Big name player coming back to indoor cricket. It's fantastic stuff.
And of course, there are plenty of successful outdoor cricketers a part of the NICL this season. Clive Rose, Mackenzie Harvey, Trent Lawford. As they negotiate that one. Ball watching a little bit, not really on his bike, but gets through. Josh Filippi, Tennille Pichelle, Tegan McFarlane, Amanda Wellington, Carly Leeson. The list goes on and on and on.
Yeah, it's getting bigger and bigger, the NICL, and it's good to see all these players incorporating indoor and outdoor cricket. Quick update here, -7 for the Skin, team total of 33. Oh, that's turned a plenty. That's got many revolutions on that. I think that was an ambitious appeal from the Burras, but putting the umpire under plenty of pressure.
And folks, I hope you're enjoying the broadcast at home on the couch with the popcorn. If you're not enjoying this, you are a very, very difficult person to please. This is outstanding entertainment.
Oh, change up with a quicker ball, Yorker. Oh, well, we waited 12 overs for it to happen, and what a big over. 1 wicket for -2. The batters really had no answers. Excitement plus. This is a fantastic game of cricket. I can't believe. I mean, I can. I talked about the Burras team being such a highly competitive team in this division throughout this year, and they really delivered so far.
And we did talk about it at the beginning of that third batting partnership, that would be the one that Strathpine would go after and exploit, and they have done exactly that. Just on the back of Cameron Boyce, of course, the Yellow Ball podcast is launching. It's going to be here tomorrow night, directly after this game. We head straight into the recording studios here in Brisbane, down the local radio station, and the podcast begins. It'll be coming to your ears tomorrow evening around 9:30, so maybe a Tuesday morning pickup for yourself. And Stephen Mogg will be having the captain's interviews at the end of this game with one Cameron Boyce and possibly a Chris Boyce. I'm sure he'll be joining you too. Looking forward to that interview. So if you're keen to listen to that, as you should be, get onto the Yellow Ball podcast, coming to you in the next day.
Oh, mix up, big wicket. Very, very scratchy run. Yeah, look, it's another great innovation coming with the indoor cricket and Cricket Australia this year. It's third year of the NICL. We've got a new broadcast partner who's giving us all these new angles and quality slow motion replays, and the Yellow Ball podcast, something new, something exciting.
Yeah, there's certainly a thirst and hunger there for extra indoor cricket content. -5, this batting partnership, and they're all at sea here. And the podcast certainly will be reflective of the wider indoor cricket community. There's 1 week where it's a juniors week just coming into the national tournament. There'll be a couple of junior kids to come in to be interviewed, talking about their favourite players.
Suppish. Look, I've got big concerns about this partnership. Probably not two of the more renowned players from the Springwood team. Obviously coming out into this sort of environment where the Burras are up and they're really aggressive in the field. There's plenty of chat and some quality bowling. This could go backwards. And,
of course, Ford and Damon coming into the team. They didn't play last night. And you may see a few of those shots. They know that they're sitting on 23 at the moment. That score's going to change to 27. When you're down that low and it's -10, sometimes you may go for a few risky shots, and it'll either be feast or famine here, I think you'll find.
Oh, it's not bad. Oh, it's a mix-up. Oh, what a touch in the front court. The Burras front court are on fire.
And look, when you've got a team this good as Strathpine, you don't want to be giving those ones away. Sometimes they are avoidable, and a little bit of communication. I know it's loud. The indoor cricket centres, the noise reverberates off the walls. But sometimes if there's better comms between striker and non-striker, those run-outs can be avoided.
What a fantastic over. Chris Boyce not letting his brother showing up here. He's bowled a fantastic over. -10. He's bowled 3 for -6 off his 2 overs.
Just getting back onto the guests coming this season on the Yellow Ball podcast. There's 3 indoor cricket Hall of Famers, Stephen Mogg, who will be coming along. There's a couple of Big Bash League players, a cricket administrator, a mayor.
A mayor?
There's a mayor that's coming on. I'm not going to tell you the city, but there's a mayor that's going to be on the
I'm not going to let the cat out of the bag, but I could have a guess.
You have a guess, I'll tell you if you're right. Where do you think it might be?
Would it be somewhere where a Nationals tournament's going this year?
Yes.
Well, I don't want to let the cat out of the bag.
It's not Adelaide.
Well, that narrows it down a little bit, doesn't it?
It is the Mayor of Casey, Amanda Stapleton. She'll be coming along to have a chat. Of course, some outstanding facilities in the city of Casey where the junior and open national tournaments will be held this year.
It's not a bad shot, just rock back. Cam Boyce coming on the bowl. The ball's turning fairly well. It's getting plenty of fizz through the air. I think what's impressive about the way that Cam bowls, and he gets it playing the Big Bash, is it's really quick. Nice revolutions, fast through the air, so you just don't get time to adjust. What a wicket. He's just beaten him all ends up, just pops it up. That's as easy as a catcher comes in indoor cricket.
And just not able to pick that one. It's really kicked back. It's even come in a fraction there. He has got it on an absolute string.
Setting 3 on the leg side.
This is too good. This is too good. Cam Boyce.
Bowl well to his field as well.
I want to see him get rid of a wicket keeper and have 4 on the leg side. Now that would impress me.
A bit of gamesmanship too, you know, making the batsman think.
And it makes them play a shot that they wouldn't regularly play, and all they're thinking about is these 3 blokes on the leg side.
Oh,
that would have been
it's a mix-up. Oh, a little bit of traffic. How impressive have the Burras been? In the field, their bowling's been sharp, plenty of noise, plenty of enthusiasm. For me, they're making a massive statement, not only for the South East Queensland division of this NICL, but, you know, putting their case forward to be there at the final series in that first week of September.
Stephen Shaw getting down low. Quick release of that ball, but the radar just slightly off, missing the stumps. At the moment, Strathpine Burras well in control, much to the joy of the crowd here at Inside Sportz Strathpine. Wonderful venue, looks in great condition. 24 Springwood Scorpions, 15th over of this batting innings.
Harry Tonks to come on the bowl. He let a little bit of pressure off last time. It'll be interesting to see how the Springwood boys respond. Oh, much better start by Harry. Ball in the right area. Yeah. I don't know. I just think, you know, 24 is going to be nowhere near enough. Oh, what a piece of fielding. Big wicket. Athleticism in the field. Let's watch the replay on that one.
So he gets up nice and tall, turns,
Big Lasky,
throws,
bang.
and that was gone.
What a fantastic piece of fielding. How impressive is that? Oh, leg side, lets the pressure off. Every run now vital for the Springwood team. Putting 2 across on the leg side. Harry Tonks comes in the bowl. Nice contact, good shot. Oh, direct hit there from Benny Armstrong. Would have been interesting. How sharp are they in the field?
They're certainly well drilled and skilled, this Strathpine side. That ball actually flicked the bails as it went through, so awfully close to being a run out. This is an impressive and dominant display. I'm surprised people didn't appeal for an LBW, and
the crowd has.
The crowd do.
A couple of people enjoying a few beverages up the back, getting into it.
I have never seen a player not play a shot and for no one appeal. I've never seen it. Someone always appeals.
It's a chance at the top. Oh, direct hit would have been very close. Great hands by Cam Boyce at the top. Wow. Can barely take a breath here, mate. It's just action-packed stuff.
Lucky we've got the old defib underneath the desk here, mate. Just get that heart going again, because they're heart stoppers tonight. It is absolutely entertainment central here at Strathpine. The last over of the batting pair, 23 is the total, and the Scorpions boat has absolutely struck an iceberg here this evening, and it has come in the way of the multicoloured Strathpine Burras.
Look, at the start of the game, it was quite interesting that the Burras won the toss and decided to bowl. Probably a very unusual choice, but how they've come out here tonight to perform with the bowling in the field, spot on. Aggressive shot. A little Ryan Dowse having a little chat to him. It wasn't the prettiest of shots in the book, but I'll tell you what, the Scorpions just need to try anything now to get a few extra runs on the board.
Yeah, I don't think there's a great deal of difference to finishing on 25 or 20 or 15. You know, you may as well try and get them runs, particularly -8. There's always the game within the game of indoor cricket, those skins. It's pretty handy if you're Strathpine going out there chasing a negative score for your skins. It's quite comfortable. So try and give them something at least.
Just heard a little bit, very tight call on the leg side line. I don't know, as a batsman, would you ask for an extra ball?
I wouldn't.
I'd be happy to get out of there.
I wouldn't even go out through the zipper, mate. I'd just walk straight through the netting. I'd run through it.
Not a bad call.
Stephen Shaw causing a little bit of traffic there. Getting in the way.
Oh, I don't think there was anything in that really untoward. I mean, he was travelling towards the ball. It was played straight down the pitch. So well within his right to be there.
Stephen Mogg, the president of the Players Union, of course, here this evening.
Ooh.
As I come off the glove, we'll never know.
It's a chance. Oh, it's a big chance. It's a run out.
That's lazy running, Nat. That's very, very good fielding, but also very lazy running. I don't like to be...
He was well out
down,
too.
He's just on his bike. He hasn't put in. Kieran Damon. Strathpine have got right inside their head here.
Wow. Well, for a big fella, should have made his ground a little bit quicker than that. Flat.
Chance.
It's a chance. Direct hit. It's another wicket.
Wow.
That's the no-look flick.
Harrison Tonks, knowing exactly where he was on the court. So we watch the replay, you'll see his feet set up very quickly. Harry Tonks to the right of screen gets it. Wow, the highlights package is outstanding here this evening.
Oh, how do you edit this down just for the highlights? There's been so many highlights.
I love the footwork, love the feet placement.
Oh, there's a big appeal for an LB. Wow, that is probably 16 overs of the most action-packed cricket I've ever seen in my life. What a performance, and the crowd is showing their appreciation for the performance from the Burras, and it's well-deserved.
Wow. Stephen Mogg, put that first innings up on the hoist and examine it for me, mate. That is absolute crazy. I tell you what, Springwood started off very confidently, you know, 19, 21, that's good. They were sitting at 40. That is par. I mean, as we did talk about now, a bit bigger court, so perhaps maybe a tick over, but that's very acceptable for a Springwood squad against this Strathpine outfit sitting on 40, and then Strathpine really took the game by the scruff of the neck.
It's so hard to explain. They were just on fire. Everything that they did just turned to gold. They were extremely sharp in the field. They had good presence in there. They were nice and loud. They were crowding the batsmen. But all of that's irrelevant if you don't bowl well, and they
Yeah.
bowled extremely well. They just created so many chances. Didn't give away a great deal of wides and free runs. Made them earn every single run and put them under a fantastic amount of pressure. For me, the enthusiasm that they showed in the field and with the ball was such a big, crucial part of it. They were amazing. That is probably 16 of the best overs of indoor cricket I've seen. The first couple of pairs for the Scorpions did do particularly well and were on par as such, but they were under an awful lot of pressure throughout that. And just, again, momentum shift. Burras got on top and just buried them.
Yeah, they certainly did. There's no doubt about that. They applied the blowtorch to the belly and they just didn't stop. What I'll be looking for here from Springwood, well, I'm going to crystal ball it and say there's a chance that they may not win this game. Okay?
Yep.
Can I say that?
I think you can. Look, that's a fair assumption,
Cool.
but it is an indoor cricket. You do leave 5 runs for a wicket.
That's right. But what I want to see from these guys is their intentions in the field, their enthusiasm, their attitude. That's something that you can control. Sure, maybe you can't take the wickets and maybe there's just a team that's better than you. That's fine. That is acceptable. But what you can control and what you can determine is how you come together as a team and the manner in which you play and the attitude in which you play it. And let's not forget, as I said earlier, there's a game within a game. 19 and 21 of the first 2 skins, they are defendable.
Well, they are. They're very competitive scores at this level of indoor cricket. So, for me, common sense prevails. They have to go hard at these 2 pairs.
Yeah, you have to throw everything at them.
Yeah, look, try and take something from the game. And that's what they're doing. They're going with Jamie Mcclane here. He's got a fair bit of pace to himself too. He bowls really, really well. For a young little fella, he's fairly aggressive too. He won't be scared of bumping these guys. So look, I think it's the little things. You know, Springwood can really take out of this game, just be disciplined with the ball and try and create pressure. This is a good start. There's plenty of noise out there. They're up.
Yep.
They know that it's going to be a tough gig, but they're getting nice and loud and creating some, you know, when you're creating pressure, it's not just about presence. It can be about noise and all those sort of things as well. So they'll do everything they can. Wow. That has gone down there at 1,000,000 miles an hour and come back just as fast. Ryan Dowse has made really good contact with that one.
No one's bothered telling Ryan Dowse about the 2 nets tonight. He's smashed that towards the back of the court. Good fielding.
Oh, big wicket.
It was a bit of a fuller pitch delivery, but it's got massive hoop on it. -5, exactly what the doctor ordered if you're a Springwood Scorpion supporter. That makes things a bit better. Now the skin's 24 to chase as we watch the replay.
Yeah, just good shape, but those fuller length deliveries.
They catch you a bit by surprise.
They
as
do,
well.
you know, you're looking for it to come off the pitch. You're looking down, and that one's just snuck through. Slightly change up there. Nice adjustment by Ryan Dowse.
All right, so skin is well and truly on. Of course, if you win the game, you get competition points, and for each batting partnership, you get an additional point if you win it. So for those who might be unfamiliar,
Well
2
done,
runs
Dow.
scored, really jamming that one out of the block hole. So Springwood scored 19 runs. If Strathpine can score 20 or more, they'll get a competition point. So dig in here, Springwood. And that's exactly what they're doing. Chance.
Oh, a little bit of an opportunity for Springwood to be any chance in this game, although it's highly unlikely. Everything like that has to go their way. Every little touch has to fall their way. The Burras have come back pretty well, but it's been a fairly good over by Jamin. Oh, bit of a commentator curse there, haven't I?
Yeah, you've put the absolute mocker on him. It was a bit of an effort ball from Jamin Mcclane, just getting that one wrong, but outstanding start. 3 from the over.
So, yeah, really good start from Jamin. He's bowled pretty well, just erred a little bit on that last ball.
And it looks like they're bringing in the tall timber, the tallest timber of the highest order, Kieran Damon.
We played a couple of trial games against Springwood with the Victoria Point team, and he does bowl really, really well. He bowls pretty sharp. Oh, straight through Ryan Dowse. It's a good start. He does have a fair bit of height and does bowl at good pace. I'm not sure Ryan would have seen him too many times. Oh, shot. Bangs it right up into the springs. It's good contact. Just the quality of the man, young Ryan Dowse. Really good batsman. Don't get to play for Australia if you can't. Oh, good bowling. The ball's definitely dominated so far in this game. Well, it's very hard work. They're giving themselves every chance in this skin. Shorter, nice shot.
Yeah, the Scorpions would be certainly looking for a wicket every over. As a minimum, if they can do that, that's certainly going to help keep things down. That would be their goal. That would be their target. Massive crowd here behind us. Huge crowd. And I can see with my little eye, there's a few players from some other teams that have come in. They've gone, bugger it, I'm not going to watch it at home with my feet up on the sofa. I'm going to come into the indoor cricket centre, have a lemonade and enjoy it live.
And they've been treated to an excellent game so far as well. It's just, yeah, like I say, that first 16 overs is like 16 overs I haven't seen in a game of cricket for a long time.
Well, the NICL is back, and it is back in absolute style and fashion. It, of course, brings together some of the world's best players in indoor cricket to compete against each other at a national competition level. We talked about it earlier on. The NICL finals will be in September 2019, vying for a share of $45,000 dollarinos.
Yeah, it's big bucks, that's for sure. Nominations have either just closed or about to close for the host venue for that, so hopefully there'll be an announcement in the next little bit to where that'll be held this year. Different change of pace here with Zachary Hawes coming on the bowl. Completely different compared to the first 2 overs from Springwood.
Sorry, Stephen Mogg, I was about to say let's just keep an eye on that skin. Let's not forget about that. The defending 19. They'd love a wicket here, or at the very least a dot ball.
Yeah, the next couple of balls I think will be crucial in the skin. The 2 batters for the Burras do have an awful lot of experience, Ryan Dowse and Aaron Roberts.
Zachary Hawes getting a bit of hoop, but slightly wide, perhaps a fraction short.
Just squeeze that one out. Changing. Left arm bowler to round the wicket to the left-hand batsman.
The number 100, you don't often see 3 digits on a jersey. Down leg side, great call.
Maybe stole one of Benny Armstrong's numbers, seeing he's missing one.
You reckon that's what it was? So maybe Zach Hawes was 10, Benny was 0, and he just nicked it.
Possibly.
Like a thief in the night.
Oh, what a shot. That is a fantastic shot by Ryan Dowse. Doesn't get much better than that. That one will make the highlights reel too.
And folks, don't underestimate the amount of skill and ability that is required to play that shot. And millimetre perfect, right up into the springs. Perfect shot.
Oh, it's a bit of a half chance there. A little bit of confusion with the 2 batters.
On social media, if we get an opportunity to give you a shout out, we will. Blair Cunningham, what is this dark art of down up? Well, that's exactly what we just saw from Ryan Dowse. The colloquial indoor cricket shot.
Yeah, look, it's a smart option. It eliminates one of the possible dismissals and that being caught. If you can hit the ball directly into the ground, putting up the springs, it makes it nice and easy to run through as well.
Yeah, it does remove the fielder from that run out opportunity too.
Springwood going for the skin here.
And that's good. Get up and about. I'd love to see Springwood snatch this skin. They've brought in one of their more faster, taller bowlers.
He bowled a good over for his first over. Just hurt a little bit with his line and length there. Look, I mean, as much as we want to make comments from the guys on social, at this point in time, the action's just been too thick and fast. Oh, that one's kicked.
Stephen Mogg, yes or no answer. Will you man-cut him? Would you man-cut him?
I'm not the kind of guy that would,
No.
but I'm sure there's plenty out there. There's plenty of people probably watching. Yeah, let's do it.
Mate, there's plenty.
One of the better going around is Ryan Dowse on strike, so I'm sure he'll be aware of it. And Aaron Roberts playing with him will be aware of it too. Look, you've got to try something, don't you?
You do. Great delivery.
Squeezes it out. It's 1 run. There's 2 balls remaining. The mini game within the game is on. The Burras chasing 19 are currently on 18 with 2 balls remaining.
Now, if they do score 2...
Oh, it's a chance.
Which they don't. Damn it. I was going to ask you a really cool question. I was going to say, if they get to 20 and they're that 19, do you block out that last ball?
I think so. Yeah. Yeah. But here we go. Comes down to the last
this
ball.
This is good, mate. This is good.
That's exactly what we want. What will happen here? Full of length.
2.
Oh, lovely shot. Great composure by Aaron Roberts. Lovely shot.
And that is just an absolute heart in the dagger. As we say goodbye to Stephen Mogg. Of course, make sure you're around for the Stephen Mogg interview that'll be happening later on this evening. That interview won't be here on the stream. The only way that you'll be able to hear the Cameron Boyce and Chris Boyce interview will be by listening in to the Yellow Ball podcast. It won't be on the stream. You'll need to tune into the podcast. Straight after this, we run over to the radio studios here in Orderly in Brisbane North. That's where the podcast is recorded. Of course, supported by our good friends at Cricket Australia. All the highlights and the interviews from the men's and women's division will be brought to you there. Jumping in the commentary box is Reece Dearness.
Hey, how you going?
Good, you got the cans on the head, the mic in the mouth. You're in the box.
Ready to go.
Well, it doesn't have to be a good shot, it just has to be a shot, and there was a little bit of movement towards the ball. Reece Dearness, you're pretty well known, but for those viewers who might be joining in for the first time, you play a bit of indoor cricket?
Yeah, I try to play a bit of cricket. Nah, I really enjoy the game. Play it 3 or 4 times a week, so it's very in my life at the moment. So. And
you've represented indoor cricket at the highest level, playing for Australia?
I have, yes. I've been lucky enough to be selected for the Australian Open men's side, so I've been fortunate enough to give me the opportunity to do that. So, yeah, it's really good. And you had a good win last night. As there's a run out there, we'll get back to that in a moment as Ben Armstrong doesn't worry about running. There's been a slight mix-up. It's a good start for the Scorpions, for this pair. Bowling very well, nice and tight in the legs and easy out. So we were talking with Stephen Mogg, Reece Dearness, about a game within a game, and they've got 21 to play with here, the Scorpions. They'll be keen to protect that skin. Yes, well, with this very low total, you'd probably... Well, they went very hard at the first pair, so they should be doing the same again with this pair, by the looks. So try and get any point that you can. So you'd be throwing all your firepower at them? Most definitely, yes. No point leaving anything in the bag when the game's over. So this evening we've been very fortunate. During the women's game we had expert commentary from Jude Coleman. The men's game we've got Reece Dearness. If you've got any questions on the social media outlet, facebook.com/cricket AUS indoor, fire them. I'm sure you don't mind being blindsided by a couple of sneaky questions. No, happy to answer anything out there. So it is 18 runs apiece here. Unfortunately for the Springwood side, they've already batted. Their batting partnerships have been run and one. Strathpine over number 6. This batting partnership is -2, so they've started off well here, have the Scorpions. Adam Stewart to bowl. If they can keep the pressure on this over, make it tough from there, could put some pressure on the last 2 batsmen. Searching for that wicket, and that's a wonderful indoor cricket shot. So Reece Dearness, these teams traditionally, particularly with your squad, the Toombul Tigers, how long prior to the start of the National Indoor Cricket League have your team come together and started to formulate your plans and training? We try to not drag it out too much because obviously you got outdoor and stuff, but try to come together as a squad and get all that sorted about a month before, and then start having some training runs before the first game, and nut out some batting partnerships and gel as a group. And we've got a little bit of a different side this year, so yeah, so just getting everyone on the same page and working on things we need to work on and getting ready for that first game.
And of course your team highly successful in last year's National Indoor Cricket League.
Yes, we were in the end. We finished 4th in the Brisbane comp, and then we were able to go on and take it out in the Brisbane comp and go all the way in Adelaide. So I was very proud of the boys and what they achieved, what we achieved together, coming from where we were in the final stages.
David Norris on social media says, Reece, shouldn't you be strategising for our final tomorrow night? Do you want to share with our viewers what that comment might be about?
That's just our in-house on a Monday night, really. Playing the Sharkies tomorrow night.
Playing the Sharkies. What's your in-house name?
We're backyard specialists. So.
Backyard specialists. For those south of the border might be listening in Victoria, up here in Queensland, we call what you call domestic. We call that in-house here in Queensland. Not sure what they call it in Western Australia. Someone jump on the socials and let me know. I'm not sure if you call it in-house or domestic over in the West, but
I think it's got a different name in each state. So
yeah. So your in-house side in the final. Any prize money up for grabs in in-house competitions?
No, definitely not.
No, but
it'd be good if there was, wasn't there?
Yeah, it would be pretty handy. In the National Indoor Cricket League, of course, it's $45,000. And I interviewed you prior to the final. I don't know if you recall, but I interviewed you prior to the final, and I asked you, have you dared to dream of what you would do with the money if you would win? And you said, no, Lowy, we don't think that far ahead. We're very calm.
I think I do remember that, yes.
What did you end up doing with the money? Trip to Venezuela?
Oh, no, I wish I could say I did, but yeah, just put it to good use, I guess.
Put it to good use. Did you have a couple of lemonades that evening with the team?
Yeah, a few.
That's good.
Actually. Unfortunately, this day and age, you can't really, you've got a life to look after,
Yes. Maybe some telephone bills were fixed up that evening as we have Zachary Pause coming in. And we still keep our eye on that skin. 21 is what they're defending. They really need to keep a 20 or under, because of course if it is 21, then it jackpots to the third skin in the defending -7, and that's a
uphill battle from there.
That's a really dark place to be involved with. So
if they can get a wicket, wicket this over.
And can I say, Ben Armstrong, known him for a long time, and he doesn't look overly too interested or worried about what's going on at the moment. His running's been, he's going to absolutely crucify me for saying this. That's okay. Oh, there we go. Yeah. That's what you get, commentator. Be quiet, he says. Wow.
Yeah, he's a very calm, cool, collected player, isn't he? Looks very in control out there.
I'm just getting someone to pass me a tea towel. I'm just going to wipe the egg off my face. He has slotted that. He might look calm, and he was just waiting for that delivery. He looked like he was
slot, wasn't it?
A bit nonchalant.
And well backed up by Boise.
Just going through the motions. And of course, we haven't mentioned anything about Chris Boyce, who's out there at the moment. Chris Boyce and Ben Armstrong, and there's a 5 as well. And he loves it, does Ben Armstrong, and do the faithful behind us love it as well. My goodness, 12 runs. I said that he was just cruising along a bit nonchalant, not worrying about anything. 12 runs and 2 deliveries. Bang, how's
cruising
your mother?
Along now, isn't he? Yeah, it's very fortunate to go through the juniors with both the Boyces, Chris and Cam, so known them for a little while, and good to see them back in the game, which is good for indoor cricket.
Certainly a lot of viewership, not only on the live stream, but here in the Indoor Cricket Centre. Pavey Man says it is called in-house in Western Australia. Thank you very much. We do appreciate your insight. So it's just the Vicks who might call it the old domestic league. And this crowd behind us has extended across. There's absolutely no room directly behind us, but over to our right, places are filling up very quickly. And I see a few of your Tigers comrades have come down to interview the game as well.
They have, yes. There's a few of them here.
Now, is that just to have the entertainment or to gain a bit of insight and take down some notes?
Look, I couldn't tell you, really. Good to see him come along and have a look at what's going on. I think a few mates in this game, so obviously we're all enemies out there when we play against each other, but we're all mates off the court. So.
And it is a tight little indoor cricket community, isn't it, Reece Dearness? You make some pretty good friends playing this sport.
It is, very much so. I think that's one of the main reasons why most people play. Obviously we love the game and love the sport, but it's all about the camaraderie between the players and the friendships we gather from those teams. So.
It certainly is a wonderful sport to be involved in for all ages, genders and abilities. If you're interested in playing indoor cricket, of course, visit playcricket.com.au to find your nearest centre. You too may find yourself playing underneath the big lights in front of the cameras and the big crowds, playing for some pretty serious money and making some good friends along the way. So the skin looks to be all but gone here. They need nothing short of a hat-trick. Any kind of run here will take the skin out of the grasp. Ooh. So we could be looking down the barrel of a 7-zip victory, and I say 7-zip because you get the competition points for the win, but you also get the points for the skins as you go along. So when you win the game and all the skins with it, that's the biggest win you can have in our sport.
It's looking that way, isn't it?
Last delivery of this 8th over. And the night watchman's come in, paddles it back. Well, it's a pretty dominant display, and the Strathpine Burras are well on top. Reece Dearness, put your captain's hat on, as you so often have when you're playing this wonderful sport. You're in the Scorpion huddle at the moment. The opposition's on 52, you're on 18, you're defending skins of -7 and -15. What are you saying to them? What do you say?
Look, that's a tough one. I can't say I've ever been in this position before, so I couldn't tell you what I'd really say on the spot there. But obviously, you want to play to the end. You don't want to give any inch. You want to still have a bit of an edge over the opposition. But I guess too, it's only early in the season, so you could probably use it as a bit of practice as well, trying to get a few things right. A bit more consistency with bowling and just working for the bowler, really. You don't want to... He's still trying his hardest at the back of the net when he's running in, and if you're not up there for him in the field, then it doesn't feel good. So.
And there certainly is no other kind of practice like match practice when you're in the real thing.
It's very different, yeah.
And I was scrolling through just to make sure I'm going to get the right information, but I'm just going to fire off a cannon. I think I have. I understand that you were named 2018-19 Player of the Year just recently.
I was, yes.
Yes, okay, well, Matt, that was risky for me. I'll tell you, I was looking through just to make sure that was correct, and I've gone, you know what? I'm going to do the typical Gary Lowe thing and just speak without thinking.
Have a stab.
Yeah. Would have been very awkward, can I say, mate, if you didn't. But you did, mate, so congratulations.
Thank you, thank you. Yes, we had the awards dinner last Friday night at the Bulls dinner, I guess you'd say, and indoor cricketers are obviously invited along, and we have our awards for the ladies and the men's, and lucky enough to take that out, I guess. And Jude Coleman won the ladies, so.
Yeah, it always seems interesting to me that the players and the athletes that get all the luck are generally those that work the hardest. And I have to say, in contrary to what you've just said, I don't think you're a lucky man, mate. I think you work very hard at your craft, and you've been doing it for a very long time. So I don't know if there's too much luck involved. You're just too humble, mate. But congratulations on that. It's a wonderful thing. And I got to tell you what, everyone was dressed up to the nines, mate. It was pretty fancy.
Yeah, black tie and pretty formal. So
wow, looked all right.
It was a good night.
And of course, that integration between outdoor cricket and indoor cricket is becoming a more and more regular thing.
Yeah, definitely. Taking a different different step in the right direction, I think. So.
We were talking about some of the BBL players that are playing in the 2019 National Indoor Cricket League. Clive Rose, Mackenzie Harvey, Tegan McFarlane, Amanda Wellington, Cameron Boyce, of course. We've talked about it a couple of times in the podcast.
Courtney Sippel played for Timber Tigers last week, so.
Yeah. There's a few retired BBL players that are still around too.
I think from word I heard Laura Harris played for Wynnum last week as well.
Is that right?
Yeah.
That got through my net of information that I cast out weekly.
Yes, I just got told that earlier tonight. So.
That's great news. So it's certainly bringing the big stars. Pretty good fielding there at front court. Ball was hit like a rocket. Getting to it quickly was Tony Ashworth. So at the end of all National Indoor Cricket League live streamed matches this season, there will be interviews taken with the captains. Oh, that's a wonderful delivery. Those interviews with the captains will be available to listen only on the Yellow Ball podcast. Won't be coming through the stream, so if you want to get all that extra indoor cricket content, jump on that podcast, search for it on iTunes, Google, Spotify. One scored well off the net there. Stephen Mogg will be interviewing Cam and Chris Boyce this evening. So if you want to get in on that action, by all means do so. We'd love for you to be a part of it.
Burras just cruising along here.
Yeah, there's certainly no requirement to be doing anything too silly, and I think Rob Boyston, the coach, should be rather upset at his team if they just started throwing the bat around. And
yes, I think that wouldn't be very smart for them to do that.
You'd like to see them employ a little bit of discipline in their cricket, particularly at the beginning stages of the season.
Oh, most definitely. As I said before, in this situation, the best thing you could probably do is use a bit of practice, especially early in the season. Still a long way to go. Use any practice you can get without the pressure on you, I guess. And all the hard work done previously by the rest of the team, you don't want to throw that away. So
no, that's quite true. You've dug in, you've worked hard for each other and the team. A lot of pride in the Strathpine jersey shown tonight. And can I say, Springwood certainly haven't disgraced themselves by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah.
As Travis Henke,
nice Yorker,
takes 5 runs away from that Strathpine total as we watch the replay. Reece Dennis.
Right, a bit overbalanced there.
Yeah, he did seem to be toppling a little bit over, was the striker as we see this ball come in. Henke looking for another wicket. Cameron Boyce, Stephen Shaw. Been a very big draw card, has Cameron Boyce this evening. And I know online, goes for 4. Well, that brings an end to the over. Travis Henke, 14 runs from his overs, taking the 1 wicket. This is the 12th over. So you may have noticed there's been some different camera angles brought to you this evening, and that's thanks to Sportscast, the official broadcast partner of the National Indoor Cricket League. They've done an outstanding job. You might be able to see on your screen now the camera that's way up high in the sky on the left-hand side on the end of that big tall post. Just one of the many cameras that they've got bringing you all the angles. So thank you very much to Sportscast, doing a wonderful job. We know they're going to continue to do an excellent job for the remainder of the National Indoor Cricket League. So that ball staying down low at knee height, but the fielder's unable to get to it to get that run out. So for those who might be a little bit unfamiliar with our sport, Reece Dearness, big value in hitting the ball hard into the concrete and high into the springs.
Yeah, just like we've just seen then from Cameron Boyce. Makes it very difficult for you to field it and makes it easy for you to get down the other end. So if you're hitting flat like you would an outdoor, then you're bringing all the field into play and every chance of a run out. So the harder into the ground and the higher you can get it up to the net is obviously ideal.
That's a really good throw and a really good run out. People don't agree. Stephen Short's been caught. You judge for yourself, folks. Here it is.
Very tight.
Let's see. What do you reckon, Reece Dearness?
I think that's the right decision.
Well, Andrew here from Sportscast has given him the big trigger. I think that's an outstanding decision by Michael Guest. He doesn't often get them wrong, and that's the beauty of when these games are broadcast. But you know what? If you don't agree with it, well, just jump on, have a look yourself, and you can see that the umpire gets it right.
That's a good drive.
Yeah, he spanked it.
I think I've noticed too when we have had third umpire and stuff, and direct hits seem to be.
Yeah, this could be interesting. Wow. Shane Kelly doesn't agree. It'd be interesting if we could bring a possible replay. I think we will be able to. He's gone to throw the bat at it. He hasn't hit it, but he's gone to throw the bat at it. Watch. Well, is he just protecting himself? Is he going to go hit it back? Reece Dearness, you're on the court more often than not. And don't sit on the fence either. You get splinters in your bum, mate. Tell me.
We actually had this in an in-house game last Monday night. One of our players, exact same thing. Hit straight back, thrown back at him, and he's had a swipe on it and we got given out by Wayne Thomas, so a national umpire. So from looking at that, I would say same rule applies.
Yeah?
He's had a swipe at the ball rather than trying to get back to his crease. So, but I could be wrong.
No, I mean, I'm happy with the decision for it not to be out, to be quite fair, but I'd also be equally happy with it to be given out by the same token. He's definitely thrown the bat at it. I think you'll find if he did get bat on it, it certainly would have been, but the action's still the same.
Exactly right.
If that was the case, you'd just have people swinging away all day long, and if they never get to it, then it doesn't matter and there's no repercussions.
Exactly right. You could make a swing at the head and it's at your ankles and it wouldn't even matter.
That's right. So interesting stuff. Love it when indoor cricket just throws a curly one at you. The rule bick might call the Queen, let her know what I'm doing with her language. That's terrible.
Sure.
Oh, that is pure indoor cricket. That is pure indoor cricket. Adrian Lascu.
One of the best, Adrian Lascu.
That is champagne stuff. Of course you'll appeal. Indoor cricketers always appeal. Not out though, unless he's a pirate and the peg legs come into it.
I don't think those ones are ever given out, but everyone seems to appeal. So
that down up shot from Adrian Lascu, I'm still not getting over it.
It's pretty to watch, isn't it?
It was so high into that 3-net zone and so deep into the court as well.
End up going for 4.
Well, Harrison Tonks there has tried to sell to Michael Guest that should be a no ball too high by jumping, but watch the replay, jumps up. Oh, you know what? I
have a little bit of a case to argue
I reckon
there.
if he probably just stayed in his batting stance, it might have been given. Jumping up like that made it a little bit difficult for umpire. I guess would have been close. I've been involved in indoor cricket for an awfully long time and have umpired far too many games that I care to recall, but I've still got no idea how these athletes play that down-up shot off your legs, particularly when it's that full like that. And I've sat down with legends of the game like yourself and asked you to explain it to me. I've had about 50 athletes explain it. I still don't get it. I don't know how you do it. Is it bat speed? Is it just waiting on it so you're right over top of the ball?
Yeah, look, you made a very good point there. Waiting on it. I think obviously repetition as well. You want to do it as many times, and hitting as many balls as possible and working on that. But for myself, from a personal point of view, I think waiting on it and playing on the eyes and playing as late as possible is the best to do that.
Yep.
If you're out in front of your body too much, you're not going to get over the ball, are you? So you can play it under the eyes and as late as possible. You should get the better outcome.
So 88 is the total here. Strathpine chuffing along quite nicely. They're only chasing -15 for the skin. There's a dismissal. Harrison Tonks chopping on.
Just playing the wrong line there.
Getting a little bit mixed up, and Springwood certainly not giving up. I talked about it with Stephen Mogg at the beginning of this innings as we see the replay. But that's the one thing I wanted to see with Springwood. Yeah, sure, the game might be a bridge too far. They can't control that, but they can control their attitude. They can control the way in which they play the game.
And I think they're doing that pretty well. They're still
I
giving
agree.
it their all. They're playing for each other out there, so it's good to see.
I agree.
Not just throwing in the towel.
So we've had expert commentary tonight from Stephen Mogg, Rhys Dearness and Jude Coleman. Get some boos and some jeers
That gets
from the
the crowd going.
They're into it. He has a wry smile as he looks back to the crowd.
Not necessary, but gets the crowd going.
So the experts bring you all the greatest insight. Sometimes I feel a bit, at like the State of Origin or whatever, and you've got all these greats. You've got like Wally Lewis, Paul Vorton, Darren Lockyer, Justin Hodges, and then you've got James Bracey in the middle. And he's like, hold on, bro, you've never played a game. You've never played for Australia, or, so he's just the guy in the middle.
Yeah.
I feel like that guy.
You feel like that guy?
Absolutely.
Don't put yourself down like that, mate.
It's just some really excellent, smart indoor cricketing talent to come through, and it's so great that Queensland Cricket have made provision for the likes of yourself to come through. It's awesome, and I'm sure the viewers at home are really enjoying it. Try not to give too many of your Queensland secrets away though, mate.
No. Looking forward to this year. It's a very new look side this year for Queensland, so excited for what's to come.
And down in Casey with the brand new redevelopment there.
Yes. So always good playing in a brand new centre. New decks, so it should be interesting.
Later on this season on the Yellow Ball podcast, which is the only dedicated indoor cricket podcast in the universe. The Mayor of Casey will be one of the guests coming on.
Oh, excellent.
Amanda Stapleton.
That's very good.
I know that she is very excited to be on the podcast and was equally as excited when she heard that Casey could be one of the lucky cities to be hosting the national championships. So it's going to be an absolute belter. So that interview will be coming along somewhere in the middle of the year. The guests coming on the podcast this season include 3 indoor cricket Hall of Famers, a couple of Australian national coaches, a cricket administrator, 3 BBL players. Absolutely.
That's a good shot.
Dripping and marinating in talent, as we see quite a talented shot there from Harrison Tonks, as Rhys Dearness has picked up on. So tell me, mate, you've seen this game. You're playing in the competition yourself, the NICL. What kind of message has Strathpine sent this evening?
See that shot. I think they've sent a very, very good message on what they're here to do, and they're looking very strong this year. Like I said earlier, a few changes to the side. Both voices have come back. To my knowledge, I think they lose Adrian Laskew, who's travelling to the UK to pursue some outdoors. So
that was true until about 6 hours ago.
Oh, it's been.
I know, right? Here's the latest gossip.
Yeah. Has that been cancelled?
It has been either very much cancelled or very much postponed.
Right.
I saw his wonderful mother, and I came up and I said, "Oh, how you going?" She said, "Good, Loey." I said, "That's wonderful." I said, "How do you think about your son travelling to the United Kingdom to play outdoor cricket for 6 months?" She said, "He's not going anymore." I almost fell off my chair. I said, "Really?" She said yes. There's been some kind of working visa or some kind of passporty type issues.
That's interesting. I just spoke to his partner earlier, Alexandra Weeks, and she said he's leaving on Tuesday.
That's what I thought too.
Flight booked, so.
I was blown away. Now, unless I've been given the absolute bum steer of all time from his mum, but she's Gabrielle Escu's
Usually pretty good.
Beautiful lady.
Yeah.
One of the happiest women I've ever met in my whole entire life. And yeah, so there's the good drum, mate.
The latest goss.
Because he was due to leave on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Now, if I've ballsed it all up, we'll have to delete everything I've just said, come back and replay these overs. There could be a different outcome, but we'll have to edit it out. But
Might have to ask him personally.
we may.
We look out to close this match. 7-zip, as you said earlier.
Yeah, a very, very strong win, and they've been pretty dominant here, Strathpine.
Good discipline cricket.
And a nice trusty 2 off the last ball. I'm sure the 100 would be a welcome total. And to be fair, Springwood have done rather well to get them only to 100. You know, the past scores, 80, 85, keep off the net. It does. You know, a past score in this division is around that 80. This is a bit of a bigger type net, so maybe 80, 85, possibly even a 90. So they've done quite well just to restrict him to that. Reece Dearness, where do you think the game was won? Where was it lost?
Well, obviously the third pair, keeping them down and foot on the throat. The whole pair, they started well with them, few early wickets, and they kept the foot on the throat and didn't let them get out of that, I guess. And then coming in last, probably few. I think both those batters' last pair were first game in NICL, so
Yep.
all sorts of pressure under that when they come in with that score. And obviously Cameron Boyce started over to go, and they just went to a next level in those two pairs. So it's easy to get a wicket or two in an over, but it's so hard to keep the foot on the throat for the whole 4.
Yeah.
So they did that very well.
Yeah, it is awfully difficult to maintain that for the full 16 overs, and that's exactly what they have done. As the crowd here at Strathpine inside Sports, well, they certainly enjoyed it. There's a few cold beverages that are flying around. There might even be a couple more. We thank you very much for your company. It was an absolute delight and pleasure to bring you the first live stream game for the National Indoor Cricket League. Of course, a big thank you to Sportscast, the official broadcast partner of the National Indoor Cricket League. Thank you, of course, to Stephen Mogg and Reece Dearness for bringing us their wonderful insights. We hope you enjoyed it. It has been outstanding talent and cricket that's been displayed. There won't be any NICL live stream next week because it's Easter. It'll be the following week after that. Yes, have a couple of Easter eggs on us. Thanks very much, Reece Dearness, for coming in.
No worries, thank you. Thanks for having me.
I hope you enjoyed it. You're very, very welcome in the commentary box at any time. My name's Gary Lowe. From all of us here at Inside Sports Strathpine, thank you for your company. We'll see you next time. Bye for now.